y'all. Welcome to another episode of Pink and Purpose, where pink meets purpose, and we are out here writing our pink print. We are healing, we're growing, and we're becoming all at the same time. And we're doing it right here on this podcast on my pink sofa. I am sharing my healing journey and I am trying to help as many people as I possibly can. So do me a favor, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone that you think may need it. Maybe going through, maybe feeling like they've done way too much, they can't heal, maybe feeling like they're tired, that they don't have anywhere that they can turn to. We are starting a movement here with Pink and Purpose, and I want to get this as far as I can get it to help as many women as I can. This is not just for women, men can listen in too, but it is all about the pink print. And I am doing it my way, God's way, and I'm always adding that pink sass. So today, y'all, we are talking about stress management and healthy worrying. Do y'all know there's a such thing as a healthy worry? I know that sounds crazy because if you have faith, you're not supposed to worry. If you worry, then you don't have faith. But let me tell you a healthy worry, right? I have kids. So I have faith, yes. I believe in God, yes. I know God is going to watch out for them. But there's a little bit of a worry because of the way our world is today. Like, I can't just turn my nose and my eyes blindly and just let them go. There are predators out here. There are people wanting to hurt people. There are Uber drivers shooting and killing people. There are people just abusing people for no reason. So, yes, I pray. Yes, I have faith. Yes, I know God got them and will always have them. But I still worry as a parent, and I never knew this until I had to be responsible for these girls. It is not a carefree feeling anymore. Like when I do things with intention. I get alarm systems that I can lock up the house and, watch the camera so I can make sure that they're safe. That's a healthy worry. That's a, hey, I want to make sure my girls are safe. I want to make sure that I'm providing them with the care that they need to be okay. I want to make sure they're eating healthy. I want to make sure that they're feeling good. I want to make sure that the world isn't harming them. To me, that's a healthy worry. What do y'all think? Does it make sense? Or are we saying no, there's no need to worry at all? When you trust God, when you believe in God, there's no need to worry. I really want to hear your thoughts on that one. That one, to me, I feel like is a healthy worry when I worry about them to a point where I want to make sure that they're not harmed or in harm's way or harming themselves. That's one thing. I am on this healing journey. And when I tell y'all, healing just in silence, healing alone is no longer an option. So for some of you that don't know, one of my very best friends died of metastatic breast cancer last year around this time, which her birthday is in 2 days, by the way. But I took in her girls, her 14-year-old at the time and her 9-year-old at the time, who's now 15 and 10. So it's been a whole year, full circle, coming back around to it. And these girls are just a delight. I've always had my sister. A lot of you that know me know that my little sister is like glued to my right hip. She is always right there with me. But I took in these two babies, and when I tell y'all, it's like a love I never knew. Like, I worry about if they're eating. I worry about if they're okay. I worry about what they're doing on a day to day. I worry about if their mental space is in the right place because there are so many kids suffering today that think things and think little thoughts that want to harm them, or they want to harm themselves, rather. I'm sorry. They want to harm themselves and they don't want to be here anymore. And the world is too hard. Like, our kids are really facing this at young ages. And so for me, I worry about their mental space. I want to make sure they're okay. Sometimes I wake up and I just want to be by myself. I just want to lay in the bed. I just don't want to get up. I don't want to move. But I believe God does everything for a reason. Everything happens in his design, in his way. Because having these girls, guess what I can't do? No, I can't lay in the bed all day. No, I can't just close my door, lock it, and don't be heard of that whole day and just soak and wallow. Wanna know why? Because they have to eat. They have to get a ride to the store. They have to go to camp. They have to go to school. Whatever they have to do, it makes me get up out the bed every day. And I now know that that is a blessing because that jump started my healing. That caused me to say, you know what, I got to heal quicker because these girls are looking at me. These girls are looking at me, and I want them to have a very good model to watch. And so they can become the best versions of themselves without all the trauma, without all the damage, without all the brokenness. That matters to me. So everything that I do, I make sure that am I okay with them doing this when they get older? I actually look at myself in the mirror and I decide, like, okay, I don't want to be drinking. I don't want to be doing extracurricular activities that I would not approve of them doing. So I don't do it. I'm also trying to teach my youngest how not to indulge in these unhealthy snacks. And one of the things that the bigger girls are doing. So my oldest baby is so athletic. Oh my God, she's completely athletic. She runs, she jumps, she flips, she moves extremely fast, she cheers. She's a tiny something, barely eats 3 bites and she's full, but she burns it off. She is a junk head. She's a snack head. She loves her sweets. But her report at the dentist was great, and her doctor's visits, they're great. She burns it off so fast that it's gone. Her body mass is like, her metabolism is amazing. Her body mass is like the perfect amount for her weight. She also wants to do track. She loves to run. She loves to be active. Whereas my 10-year old, not so much. She doesn't really like to move around a lot. So she'll, want to eat something and then lay down and watch TV. So I have to be a lot harder on her because I don't want her to go through the things that I went through. I've always been a plus size girl, and I was picked on a lot for that. I don't want her to go through that. But more than anything, I want her to be healthy and love who she is. She wants to be certain things and certain sizes and wear certain clothes, but yet she doesn't understand that there are goals you have to reach to be able to do that. Now, the clothes part, yeah, she's not doing that. We're not wearing those clothes she wants to wear. She wants to wear the crop tops and things because she sees her older sisters doing it. But I told her she's 10, they're 15 going on 16. They don't necessarily dress to a point where it's too revealing. They dress like normal 15 and 16-year-olds today. However, they have the body shape for it. There are certain things I'm not going to do. Like, I'm not out here wearing a crop top. I'm not out here putting on clothes that's way off from what I should be wearing. I dress very moderate for my size. And this is something that I'm teaching her, trying to teach her in a way that doesn't hurt her feelings because that's important. I don't want her to feel insecure, but I want her to understand it's not okay just to do these things. Like, we have to work on that. So a lot of the things that I have to teach her, I'm teaching myself. So my healing goes into a direction of, oh my God, I just said this. You know what, Latora, why don't you be the example? Why don't you show her what it is? So when I get on my workout equipment, I get her and she gets on it. She's just having fun. She thinks it's fun, but she's actually working out and she's actually moving her muscles. She doesn't understand it, but I'm like, get dressed. You're going to the park with your sisters. I know it's hot. I know you don't feel like it, but you need to go out here and you need to get some fresh air and you need to walk. These are the things that I have to tell her so that way she gets what she needs. Because other than that, she doesn't like the same foods as everyone. I mean, have you ever met a child that doesn't like a steak? That doesn't like ribs? She don't like that. She don't like the texture. Instead, she wants to eat starch. She'll eat a baked potato, rice, corn, and she don't, or macaroni and cheese, and that's it. Like, she wants everything that is not good for her. But she's 10. What child doesn't? She wants all the snacks that everybody else has. I understand it, but I have to regulate it. Do I feel bad? Yes. Do I want to enjoy being a kid? Yes. But these days, enjoying being a kid and being overweight or being unhealthy, means diabetes, means hypertension, means things that she wouldn't even understand if she had to deal with at her age. So I have to be the bad cop and I have to say no. You have to eat yogurt, you have to eat grapes, you have to drink water, no juice. But I believe that's the best thing for her. That's a healthy worry. To me, that's a healthy worry. I don't see anything wrong with that, trying to prevent things. Even though the foods out here are very dangerous and they're all terrible, we don't know what we're eating. But the best that I could possibly do is give her the best fighting chance that I can give her. At the same time, it's healing for me because I'm having to be responsible for someone else. In turn, it's making me have to do the right things. So I also have to eat healthy. I also have to show her because what I learned is telling them does nothing. You have to show them. They're watching what we're doing. They're not listening. They're watching. This generation, completely different. My generation and generations before that, oh, it didn't matter what your parents were doing. You were not doing it. And if you did, your consequences were going to be terrible. I said, you know what? I'm going to have to do this differently, but that also makes me stop and say, you know what? Latoya, you have to work on yourself. You have to be the change that you want to see. You have to be the best version of yourself. So, at any cost, whatever you have to do, you have to do it. Not just for you anymore, but now you're doing it for these babies. Finding balance is a little tough, but it's worth figuring it out so you can have the best of both worlds. I have to figure out how to work a job, of course, take care of business, um, take care of the kids, and find time for me. Y'all, do you know I did not know what that meant? I didn't know what finding time for myself meant. Finding time for myself meant, okay, it's quiet time. As soon as I get off work and I have time to myself, I'm like, okay, let me figure out what I can do for somebody else. Hey, you need help with this? I didn't understand the concept. Now, oh my gosh, anytime I can get, I am finding for myself. Whether that's listening to music, cleaning up, finding a spa I can go to, getting my toes done, getting my nails done. I find time for me because I realize that's important. I have spent so much time giving all of it away, giving all my time away to other people that I didn't even know how to be alone. I didn't know what me time meant. Well, part of these podcasts and recording these podcasts, that's a lot of me time. Y'all, it take a lot to sit here and talk in this camera and talk to you guys online and nobody be in the room. That is how I know I had a lot to say. I have always been a talker. My friends will always say, look, you are a talker. That is one thing I never had a problem with. Is starting a conversation, being a part of a conversation, and completely indulging in that conversation all the way to the end. That is something that I believe I am so good at. And I used to think it was like shade, like, oh, I talk too much, you know. But as long as you have something to say when you're talking, nothing wrong with it. What I've learned during this healing journey, and now that I'm 40, there are a lot of things that I didn't know. I am learning so much more. Like, for example, how to maintain no and actually discipline a child. Y'all, I used to say, I am not ever disciplining a child. They are going to get away with murder. They could do whatever they want to do. I don't believe anyone should discipline their children. But now looking at it, and when you have the urge to want them to become the best versions of themselves, you find ways to figure out how to do that. It may not be always hitting them. It may not always be yelling. It may not always be, hurting their feelings. Oh, but taking those devices, that's a must. That has to happen. That needs to happen. And you have to talk to your kids. You have to show them the way because just hitting them or just punishing them, that doesn't work because if they don't understand what you're trying to tell them, then they're just going to repeat it. So I'm learning how to be a parent. I'm learning how to discipline them as well as discipline myself in so many areas, because what I won't tell them and what I understand so much is that I have to learn discipline. I have to be consistent. I have to stop being complacent. I have to actually do the things that I want to see them do on a consistent basis. And I hadn't fully got there yet. I'm doing a whole lot better. I am completely transforming into the woman that I am in love with. I cannot wait until she is on top of the mountain screaming out how she became. I'm still becoming. I can't wait to say I became. And in some small ways, I have became. Like I've became in a lot of areas. But I know that God's not through with me yet. So the things that I have to work on, like, oh my God, yeah, I crave things that I'm not supposed to have so much because I am a stressful eater. I eat my stress. I eat my feelings. It's not good, but those are the things that I do as far as comfort. That's what I did to cope. I don't do it as much now, and I have things that help me because I sometimes now I forget to eat because I'm working on myself. I'm working on changing some things, but I was an emotional eater, so I know what that feels like. So I know there are things that I have to do in order to show and prove that this can be done. Because the one thing I do know is I'm definitely being watched. Kids will throw up in your face real quick what you doing, what they see you doing. These new age kids will tell you. So you want to tell her to stop eating junk, but yet you eating junk. And it's like, you're right. You're right. So no, I'm gonna eat yogurt with her. I'm not gonna tell her to stop doing it. I'm gonna show her that she needs to stop doing it and show her how. When I tell you I'm an overthinker, oh, that's exactly what it is. I will think of something so much to the point where I think my way out of it. I will think, okay, you know what? I need to get a routine. I need to work out. I need to work on this. I need to work on that. I have to be the change that I want to see in these babies. Yeah, I overthink stuff so much. It gets to the point where I think my way right on out of it. I do well. I do a lot more than I used to do. I start my day so positive and I start my day ready, but then I start overthinking and I get overwhelmed. And when I get overwhelmed, it equals not doing anything. So I definitely encourage watching motivational videos. I encourage getting to a place in your life where you have influences, because without those things, it is going to be hard. If you know that you are an overeater and you eat your emotions and you're an overthinker, if you've been this way and you can't stop, how is it that you think that you can just automatically heal and fix it overnight? Yes, God is a very big part of my healing. God is a very big part of my life. And I pray and I believe, y'all, I truly believe that I feel different when I pray. And I feel different when I put the effort in to doing the things I need to do. But am I going to lie to you and tell you it's not hard? Absolutely not. It is very hard. It is hard to maintain consistency. Y'all, you have to fight harder to do right with things than you have to do wrong. And I'm learning that. I've learned that over the years. I've learned that just because it feels good doesn't mean it's good. Just because you think you're doing the right thing doesn't always mean you're doing the right thing. It takes practice to forgive, it takes practice to let things go. And y'all, I struggled with both. I am bullheaded, stubborn, and all the above. You offend me, and it's going to be hard for me to ever let you get to that place again. It would be because I wasn't emotionally intelligent. I held on to things that I'm supposed to let go. I sit on TikTok sometimes when I'm laying down and I'm about to fall asleep, and I see some of the saddest stories. I see some of the worst things that I could possibly see. At first, I didn't know if it was real. People were just doing it for attention. But when I listen to the stories of these people, I just have to thank God it is not me. And that every day that I wake up, I have another day to be the best version of myself and stay out of these areas where it's just so negative. Y'all, I try to be positive with everything. I find the positive in everything. I know I said that in the last few episodes, but y'all, it takes practice. I am not gonna sit here and lie to you and act like, oh, I can just be perfect now. Oh, because I'm on a healing journey, I'm never gonna make mistakes and I'm never gonna do things wrong. Y'all, I do things wrong all the time at work. When I tell you I go to church on Sunday, I be pumped up. My pastor, listen, I got the best pastors on this side of heaven. Let me tell you. I go to church and they will give me the talk. They will hype me up. I'll be right in the spirit. I'll be good. I'll be like, okay. And then they call me out and I'll be like, okay, yep, that's me. Help me, God. Because they say, when you are being offended or when people are doing stuff to you or saying things to you, you are supposed to show off who your God is by responding the right way. You don't clap back. You don't come with a response that's going to be worse than theirs. Tell me why I was still doing that. Like, I'm healing in other areas, yes. But when you get in my face and you start getting disrespectful, it is hard for me to turn that down. It is hard for me to walk away. I might give you a warning and be like, okay, all right, your tone is going to make me react in a way that I am not trying to. Or I'll be like, you know what? God is working on me. I just went to church. But I'll say it out loud to basically let them know you better back before I come crazy at you. I'm giving you a warning. But that's how I know in areas I hadn't worked on myself that great. I still struggle sometimes with that, y'all. People at my job can get under my skin sometimes so bad. But then I go to work. Then I go to church and remember that, you know what? I just dealt with this last week. I know that I'm supposed to do this better. I know that I'm supposed to do this differently. But sometimes some buttons get pushed and you forget all your teachings. That's how come I know. I told you I still have work to do. I still have a lot of work to do with myself. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with the person that's actually offending you, more so than it has to do with the things inside of you that you haven't dealt with yet. Because these things shouldn't bother you. If you're in a place where you understand and you know that you know, why are you letting people that don't matter bother you? That's me. I used to do that so much. Now I get to the place where I just like ignore them. I go in my office, I close the door. Like I put a sign on the door, and if you come in there, it better be important. I tell my employees, I was like, don't let them in. Make an appointment. They cannot come back here. I have them screening the other employees that come to try to talk to me in my office because if I don't feel like dealing with you, I'm going to just stay to myself so that I don't say anything out of the way or out of character because I don't want to do it. So every day I actually start the day off by like, okay, yeah, I gotta have the pep talk. I'm on my way to work. Latoya, you are gonna display all of the things you've been learning. You are gonna do the things you're supposed to do when you get in this job. You're not gonna say nothing to nobody. You're gonna do your job. You're gonna do it to the best of your ability, and you are gonna go home. Don't let nobody push your buttons. Don't let nobody step on your toes. I say that every morning. I pray. I'm like, God, be with me at this job. Holy Spirit, help me to make the right decisions. Help me to have an amazing day so that I represent you in the best way possible. Like, this is my prayer every morning. And then I get to work. And instead of all the things that I prayed about staying at the forefront of my mind, yeah, I'll be ready for a fight. Soon as somebody said and they came from my department, or they say something to somebody in my department, here I go. Who? What? You better keep them out of here before I say something. Like, God dang, I just completely didn't do what I said I was going to do. Then you want to start over. Then you feel bad. Now I'm mad at them for making me snap because now I didn't display the God I was supposed to display. Now you irritated me because you messing up my growth. Yeah. That's not true. Nobody should be able to mess up your growth. And that just means those triggers, you have to work on those and turn them into boundaries and find out how not to let people disregard your boundaries And that's what I'm learning. Surprisingly, well, okay, it's the beginning of the week, but surprisingly, I haven't had to go off on nobody in about 2 weeks. I say this is the beginning of the week because it's going on my second week. But I haven't had to say anything. And I really think it's working. I'm becoming because I'm actually practicing the things that I'm hearing. Church shouldn't be a pep rally. Church shouldn't just pump you up or give you a sense of encouragement for that day. You're supposed to actually practice what you learned on Sunday all week. You're supposed to actually take the time to learn the lessons that you are given. You're supposed to find the word and match it to what it is that you are applying to your life. These things help. It's not just, they used to tell me, oh, go home and read your Bible. And I'm like, from start to finish, like, what's going on? How do you even read the Bible? Where am I starting? Yeah, you can start with Genesis and end up in Revelations. Yeah, sure. But what I started doing is as I have situations, I look those situations up to help me navigate what I'm dealing with. Now, sometimes it's hard to interpret because these people are from back in the day, way back in the day. So a lot of their stories sound similar, but they're hard to digest because you have to understand their lingo in order to apply it. But that's why I love my church so much. Like, they're not just screaming at you and shouting all day. They're teaching. They're teaching real lessons. They're teaching you financial peace. They're teaching you how to grow, how to become, how to be the best version of yourself in the name of Jesus, in the name of Christ. And I love it. I love every moment of it. I can't. I'm addicted to that. I'm addicted to going because I'm around so many people who are like me, and I don't even know it. Even sitting next to people every week, somebody different, because my church is huge. But I sit next to somebody different, and I get a different experience from all of it. My pastors are silly. They're amazing. They're actually like a breath of fresh air because you don't have to be perfect going in their church. They're not looking at you to be the best thing since sliced bread, but what they're looking at is your growth in how you take to the things that they're teaching. So they have expectations of you, but they don't make those expectations so hard to reach that you don't think that you can get there. They make it beginner friendly all the way up to intricate. You can do whatever it is you need to do to become a part of the world that God expects and wants to give you to live in. And I love that. I love that so much. It's a blessing to have a place you can go to really understand life and understand yourself. They help you do all of that. They even offer counseling for the members for free. Like, that is how I met my spiritual mother. I love her so much, y'all. She has been a blessing to me. She has helped me. She has counseled me. She has given me things to read. She has helped me figure out my role. Oh, yeah, I ain't tell y'all. Oh, I was a wife a few times, but I ain't know my role as a wife. I ain't really understand what that meant. It sound good. I could look the part and act the part, but to actually understand what my role was, I didn't know. She helped me with that. The other thing I love is that I can relate to people who have been through some things. I cannot relate to someone who has been perfect all their lives. Yeah, you ain't the one to talk to. Because if you've been perfect, then there is no way that I can live up to that standard. So let's not even start. Let's stop before we start. So I've always said that I want to be somebody that's relatable. I want people to be able to come to me and they can relate because I've been through some things just like they've been through some things. And that is how people connect. So the biggest thing that I want to say is no matter where you are, let's meet where you are. But there's always a stage, there's always something out there that can help you get to the place that you need to be. Whether it's a video, whether it's a book, whether it's a support group. I actually have a group setting up at my house for growth opportunities. We're actually going to be speaking on growth and learning how to grow individually, learning how to grow within our business. Like, I have my spiritual mother coming to lead that, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited because I love being around other like minded women. It's something that really blesses me. It's something that makes me feel good. So find you something like that. Find you, it's nothing wrong with having a group of people, like-minded people that are going to influence you in the right ways, help you make decisions to better your life. That will keep the stress down. That will continue the thrive that you have inside of you. These are the things that you need to focus on, because these are the things that are going to take you a lot further than where you are. Well, that's all I have for today. But you already know how it go. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Talk to me so I can answer questions. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you have something to add. And let me know if it's something that you are dealing with in your healing that you want to talk about. Because understand, I know that I have a story, but there are so many of you out there that have one as well. Let's talk about it. This is a safe space. I would love, 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 love to hear from you. As much as I done heard from y'all from TikTok, y'all, I'm still going up. 31,000 people. That's the most I've ever had look at me for 5 seconds. Anyway, I'm still tripping on that because there's a deeper message behind it. When I say I'm chasing my purpose, that's exactly what I'm doing. I am chasing my healing. I am chasing the version of me that I can't wait to show the world. You all can do the same thing because we're out here right now, pink print together. We're doing it our way. We're doing it God's way. But we are adding that pink sass. Until next time, y'all.